People travel. Many people travel to a foreign country to immigrate. For example, they may find better work opportunities, to study abroad, or to just simply live a better life than before. People may also travel just to simply travel. They want to spend time outside their country to experience unique cultures, explore beautiful places, and to experience something new. Alright, so let's say you travel to a foreign country, and you realize you didn't bring enough money. If you have a credit card, you could pay for everything using the credit card. But for every transaction you make, you have to pay an extra 2 to 5% for transaction fees. Ouch! So, this is where TransferWise comes in. But before we get into further detail, let's get to know a little bit about TransferWise. TransferWise is a company founded in 2011 by these two people from Estonia, which I will not pronounce because I'll butcher their names. So how did it start? How did these two people meet? What inspired them? In this next short video by TransferWise, we'll get to know how it started.
One day in London, they randomly met at a party. It was there they discovered they had the same problem. Taavet was being paid in euros, but he lived in London and needed pounds to pay the bills. Kristo had a salary in pounds, but he had a mortgage in Estonia, and for that, he needed euros. They each needed the currency the other one had. So instead of sending money abroad with their bank, Taavet put euros in Kristo's European account, and Kristo put pounds in Taavet's UK account, using the real exchange rate, just like the one you see on Google. And you know what? This clever hack saved them a ton of money. So they thought, wait, this could save other people money. And that's how TransferWise was born. Today you can send money to over 60 countries, and with the borderless account you can hold up to 40 currencies at once, so that you can do a little more of what you want with your money.
Yeah, TransferWise is a very cheap way of sending money overseas. But what about banks? Can't you also send or transfer money overseas through banks? Well, you can, but it's not so cheap. Bank customers don't realize that there are many more fees involved than they'd suspect. I mean, you can't really blame them as well, because what banks show you are only small upfront fees that you have to pay to the bank. What more costs could be involved? Unfortunately, without you knowing, there could be up to 4 different types of costs that are involved in your transaction. So that's at least 3 different types of costs that are never mentioned by the bank. To know what they are, let's break it down. Cost 1. Outgoing international transfer fee. Well, this is the most straightforward fee because it's the fee that actually the bank will show you. It's usually outlined quite clearly in your fee section on your bank account. In the US, these are the median international transfer fees for these banks. Well, the fee varies quite a bit, but it's often a flat fee, so it seems very reasonable. What's unreasonable though is the next cost. Cost 2. Flat fees that may be taken from up to 3 intermediary banks. This is where the fees start getting hidden from customers. Even though there is a chance where if your bank has a strong international presence, your bank won't need to use this intermediary bank to get your money from one country to another. If you're unlucky, your banks may use from 1 up to 3 intermediary banks to take more chunks of your money. Cost 3. Currency exchange rate markups. These exchange rate markups are usually hidden, but when it's not, they're usually not too transparent about it. For example, when changing US dollars to rupees using Chase Bank, the rate was $1 to 72.6 rupees. Meanwhile on Google, $1 is 75.32 rupees. So if you exchange using Chase Bank, you'll get about 2.7 rupees less per US dollar you exchange. Banks oftentimes don't use a fair rate. They adjust the rates to benefit themselves to take another slice of profit. Finally, cost 4. Incoming international transfer fee on the recipient side. Thankfully, most of the time, this fee is clearly spelled out. It's basically the recipient's bank taking their fee. Since the SWIFT system isn't free to use, it does make sense that a bank would charge for its use. Now you know that bank transfers are actually more expensive than you thought it was. So how is TransferWise different? Well, you see, TransferWise only charges you for the sending transfer fee. It varies by currency, ranging from 0.35% up to 2.5%. But from my past encounters, it's usually around 0.5 to 0.75%. What about intermediary bank fees? Absolutely none. Exchange rate markups? None. TransferWise uses the real market rate, the one you get when you search in Google. Recipient transfer fees? You guessed it, also none. That's right, using TransferWise, there are no hidden fees. They manage to keep their fees relatively low because they use the peer-to-peer model, or P2P for short. I'll link a short article below that explains how it works. But essentially, P2P is an effective way to transfer money internationally, and TransferWise capitalizes on it. Therefore, they're able to keep their fees low and offer low exchange rates. TransferWise's business model is so smart. Hence, they're able to attract investors such as PayPal's co-founder Max Levchin, former Betfair CEO David Yu, and British billionaire Sir Richard Branson. Now we know, TransferWise is one of the best, if not the best, way you can exchange and send money abroad. But wait, there's more! You can also keep more than 50 different currencies into your account. This means you can convert money between any of these currencies in your account, always with the real exchange rate. Therefore, just like a bank account, you can add, convert, and even spend the money in your account. Over the years, Wise saw this untapped potential with the multi-currency account. So Wise worked together with one of the biggest financial service corporations in the world, Visa. And together, they released the Wise Debit Card. Because the card is linked to your Wise account, you can now pay using foreign currencies using your Wise Debit Card. Because there are no foreign transaction fees or annual fees, and the cheapest exchange rate, I think it's wise if you use the Wise card. But if you really need the cash though, you can also withdraw from the ATMs using the Wise card. Oh, you can also link it with Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay. And there's also one very important thing I forgot to mention. The card is free! Imagine not getting a free debit card. So yeah, what are you waiting for? Go and create a TransferWise account. Everything about opening an account, pricing, security, Wise debit card, and currencies will be linked in the description below. If you have other questions, you can always write an email to the Wise support team. They're always very quick to respond. In the end, I hope now you're more convinced to use TransferWise. If you want to keep updated and like these types of videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. This has been Internetopia. Thank you for watching.